4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the Alpha Communications pregame show on the Red Devil Radio Network.
And we're live, bro. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're in business. Glenn, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Josh? How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing okay. Sorry for the weird lead-in. We're kind of no huddling it again today. I got stuck in traffic, so that's where we stand right now. But I am the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Glenn Pemberton, as Tyler is getting groceries at the moment. That didn't think it'd take this long, but that's Walmart's version of Click List, if you would. But, man, tough outing for the Red Devils last week.
Yeah, I mean, east side, we just didn't look very good on the offensive side of the ball. We had a great early stand on the defensive side. We looked great on the defensive side of the ball early on. I mean, we were holding them to 3 and outs and punting the ball, but I think there toward the end our defense kind of got tired, and our offense, it was hard for our offense or our defense to really do anything with, because the offense was not being able to keep up.
Yep, it's a tough road game. I mean, anytime you have to go to Sharp Stadium, it's tough.
Yep.
But Loganville came out of that ball game on the losing end of things, 21-3, as tonight is homecoming, and the Red Devils have welcomed the Double G Bulldogs from Winder for our homecoming. Winder comes into the game 3-0, and we'll get into more on that as we get closer. But Winder is lossless coming into tonight.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
And Loganville, on the opposite end of the spectrum, for the first time in a long time, is winless coming into tonight's game. So it'll be interesting to see the dynamic of how Loganville responds to Winder's attack.
Definitely. I mean, Winder comes into the night. I mean, and we'll, like you said, we'll get into it later on for our listeners. But Winder comes in tonight just red hot. I mean, they're scoring at will. They've got about, I think you said about 40. They're averaging like 44 points per game.
Something in that in that vicinity at least.
Yeah, I mean they're hot right now. They got a good quarterback that's thrown over for 600 yards, I believe. So I mean they're firing at will, and their opponents aren't really able to really do anything with that. And so it kind of looks scary for LHS, who's not really put up that many points early on this year.
Absolutely. So. But we'll check into it as the game, as the pregame show goes on. The Alpha Communications pregame show goes on. But just a little bit of pro news, as the Falcons were able to come up with a big win in Chicago this weekend, along with the Dogs, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. Man, Falcons edging one out against the Bears on Sunday. What did you think?
I was impressed with Chicago there. I mean, this is a team that, on paper they just didn't look like they were going to do anything, and I think we made a prediction. I know I said, well, they're going to get beat by 20, but, man, they really held strong against the defending NFC champs. I mean, they've got a good rookie tailback out there that was making some really good plays and falling forward on the Atlanta defense, and it looked scary there. They looked really good. They were able to hold strong against us, and there at the end we were able to make a very, very great 4th and goal stop there to win the game. I think it was Brooks Reed was able to get a big sack on Mike Glennon to give us the win. And, man, I got to say, Atlanta, they looked it was first game out.
Yep.
But, they held on and got a big win. And we were talking about it's early season jitters, I mean, look at the Patriots. They lost to Kansas City. Still early, still trying to figure things out.
Yeah, but you're not going to rain on my parade on that one. I'm happy about that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I am too, but I'm just trying to be, impartial here.
That's true. Oh, no, we are totally partial on this radio network. We like everything Matt Ryan. We like everything Jacob Fromm. We hate everything Tom Brady.
I wanted to tell you that I just joined this week, matter of fact, and I want to tell our listeners, if they're interested, I just joined fantasy football finally.
Man, dude, I've been playing fantasy for 2 weeks. I lost my first game.
I've joined a little mini league.
Cool.
And I was able to form my team and my starters. You get 4 offensive starters on the team.
Cool.
4 or 5. I believe it's 4 off. You get a quarterback, 2 halfbacks, and 2 receivers. So it's around 4 or 5. I got Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley, Georgia boy, Le'Veon Bell,
cool,
Antonio Brown, and Julio.
Julio Jones.
What a
Very
team.
nice.
What a great team.
We'll get into more fantasy as the year rolls on, because there's some of our listeners that play fantasy. Some of them don't. Some of them don't really know how fantasy works. So we'll get into it as the year goes on. But I was very happy that the Falcons was able to pull out with a win. And I told you, this is the first time since 1983 the Falcons have won in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that was a big win. And last year, we were 0-4 when scoring 29 points or less in a ball game. And when we scored 30 or more points, we were undefeated. So it was very nice to see us win with 23 points.
Yeah. I mean, that gives you hope moving forward. How about Hooper, our tight end?
No joke.
I mean, that
81-yard run.
Was one
that
of the
was
coolest.
sick.
I mean, Matt Ryan being able to throw under pressure like that on the run.
Absolutely.
I mean, that in my opinion, that was the play of the week.
You got that right.
So I mean, you got to feel good with Hooper. And with that combination, being able to do good, and he's such a big guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, he can just break tackles and go on the run. He's quick. So you got to feel good.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back from the break, we'll be talking college football and big game from the Georgia Bulldogs this weekend. So we'll get into that and more here on the Red Devil Radio Network. We'll be right back. This is the Alpha Communications pregame show.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all America.
In the market for a new home? Then look no further than my boy Cameron Snell. Hey, it's Josh, and I bought my house from him, and it is awesome. He really listens to your needs and wants, but he fits it in your budget. You can reach him at 404-455-2549. Cameron Snell, Realtor Extraordinaire. That number again, 404-455-2549. And don't wait, because your dream house is waiting. Cameron Snell, Loganville's most trusted realtor.
Do you want to listen to Red Devil football anytime you want?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Download our app. Here's live play-by-play coverage of football with my dad, the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, Tyler Cloud, and Glenn Pemberton. Also, go back and download a game to keep, or just re-listen to your favorite game. Red Devil Sports, anytime, anywhere.
And we are back live on the Red Devil Radio Network. Josh Truby alongside Glenn Pemberton. Tyler Cloud is on his way to the stadium. He just hasn't yet to make it. And this is one of my favorite segments of the Alpha Communications pregame show, where we talk about college football. Because there's just so many things that could happen. With that being said, Georgia pulls off a big win in Notre Dame, 20-19, where it looked like half the stadium was in red and black.
Yeah, I was amazed at just all the Georgia fans just coming together. I mean, it's South Bend, one of the most historic stadiums in college football. I mean, you could hear the roar of the crowd with the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, they were just, wow, it seemed like it was in Athens rather than Notre Dame.
If I'm not mistaken, the announcers said all that's missing is the hedges and UGA.
Yeah.
Because I think they said Notre Dame has like a no pets policy. Mm-hmm. So I was like, whatever. What do you say to that?
Well, we won the game.
Exactly.
So,
20-19 with almost deja vu-esque from talking about the Falcons game, that it ended on a strip sack by Lorenzo Carter. So very good win for Georgia. In your opinion, Glenn, is this a program boost for Georgia, a morale boost for Georgia, or is this more of like the fans getting a little injection of a boost, in your opinion?
I feel like it's a bit of. I mean, there's some, as far as the fans go. I mean, there's some fans out there that still are kind of skeptical right now. But I really think. I mean, they're saying, well, this Notre Dame's kind of a depleted program after the way they were last year. But I mean, I think it's got to do your team some morale boost. I mean, this is a big step. South Bend, Indiana's a big place. University of Notre Dame's one of the most prestigious colleges around, and be able to beat a team like that, a team that you hadn't played in over 30 years.
Yep.
I mean, you've got to feel good about being able to say, hey, I won. Regardless of the score, a win's a win. So that's got to help you out a bunch. I mean, you're 2-0 to start the year.
Yep.
When last couple of years you've been struggling for wins.
Absolutely. So it's awesome, man, and I am pumped to be a Georgia fan. To coin a phrase, I guess pump's now my new word.
Need a trademark it.
No joke. But with that being said, I mean, Georgia plays Samford tomorrow night. Between the Hedges kicks off at 7:30. I will be there probably about 6 o'clock to watch the game because I got to work tomorrow. But it's going to be awesome. Some people say it's a cupcake for Georgia, but if I'm not mistaken, do we remember Nicholls State?
Yeah.
So we need to be careful of these little sleeper teams, as I call them.
It's kind of like, which I know you do not like them, but it's kind of like Nick Saban says. Oh my gosh, quit.
Nick who?
Yeah. The guy that's he can be a smart butt to us, to the media folks. But
that's all right.
He's got a good job to do with more important things than answering in the media, so I can't really blame him.
Yeah,
anyway,
we can't blame him there.
It's not over. We can't just sit there and say, "Oh, it's automatic win." Games still got to be played.
Yeah,
so
if it was on paper, we win, but
it's not.
But it's played on green grass with white hash marks and yard lines, and that's where the game's played. It's not played on paper. So, with that being said, we'll get to our college pick'ems. Colorado State at Alabama. Glenn, who do you got?
Got the Tide in that one. I know you.
Why?
I like what I see from Alabama with Hurts and
I like Mike Bobo.
And he's a former Georgia guy, our coordinator. So
well, it doesn't matter. He's playing Alabama. So I got 3 favorite teams in all of college football: Georgia, Ohio State, whoever's playing Alabama. So with that being said, let's go to the next game: Kansas State at Vandy. Who do you got?
Vanderbilt.
You got Vandy as well?
Mm-hmm.
So do I. I get to make my picks before we get on air because I do all the research and stuff, so I have to write all the notes.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and make my picks. But, yes, I had Vandy as well.
Dandy Vandy.
You got that right. Kentucky at South Carolina. Kentucky on a rise. They did wind up beating Georgia last year. South Carolina also on a rise, but it's in South Carolina. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with South Carolina on that, Josh. I'm going to have to agree with Funny Maine. He picked them today in his pregame picks on the news in Alabama. So I'm going to be with Funny Maine. He's perfect right now in his picks, so I'm going to go South Carolina.
Well, so far, me and you are 2 for 3. I did not pick that team you said from the state west of us. LSU at Mississippi State. LSU coming off if I'm not mistaken, a good win against Chattanooga, but then again, it's Chattanooga. Then you got Mississippi State coming in, so you got to go to Mississippi State. So, I mean, who do you got?
I don't have any. I think Mississippi State's starting to kind of go down a bit, Josh.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see them. I don't see the team that I saw a few years ago with them. So I like what LSU's doing with Coach Old Giroux.
Okay.
Funny Maine says Old Giroux,
Yeah.
He's got that Louisiana Cajun stuff. But I like LSU in that one.
Hey, so far, me and you have neck for neck, except for the one. Mercer at Auburn. Who do you got?
Auburn.
Yeah. Friends don't let friends wear orange, but I'll have to go with Auburn on that one.
Avery White, I'm sorry if you're listening. I know he's a former Mercer offensive lineman, but I got to go with Auburn, buddy.
Ole Miss at Cal. Ole Miss at California. Who you got?
I'm going to take California.
Me and you disagree on that one.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I haven't really got a chance to look at Ole Miss, but I know Ole Miss's program's kind of down in the dumps right now with the whole Hugh Freeze stuff. So I'll take California. They looked good against North Carolina a couple opening weeks, so I'm going to take California Bears.
All righty. Purdue at Missouri. Big Ten versus SEC.
Don't really know much about what Purdue's got going on right now, so I'm gonna take. I think they did get a big win earlier in the year, but I'm gonna take Missouri.
You're gonna take Mizzou? Hey, so did I. All right, now a big game. Tennessee at Florida. Florida had the week off last week due to Hurricane Irma, but everything seems to be a go now. That is at 3:30 on CBS. Tennessee played a heck of a game against Indiana State, and they took they took Georgia Tech to two overtimes in week one. So who do you got?
I like the Vols in that one, Josh. I think the Vols are playing really good, tough football out there in Rocky Topville, so I'm going to take Smoky in Tennessee.
I'll second you on that one. University of Louisiana Lafayette at Texas A&M. Who do you got in that one?
I'm gonna go with the Gag. I'm gonna go with Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So you're going to Aggies.
Yep.
Now our game of the week, Samford at Georgia.
Battle of the Bulldogs.
You got that right. But me and Tyler should be at the game, I believe, and hopefully you're going to be there. We still have yet to get confirmation on that, though, but we'll see. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm supposed to be helping out someone who had offered me a chance to sell pizza for a few hours and get paid for it at Domino's. They have a vendor over there, but don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see.
Who you got, the Bulldogs or the Dogs?
I got the Dogs.
There you go. All right, so far, at least this week when it comes to college pick'ems, we are only 2 off. You picked them, I picked Colorado State, and you picked California, and I picked Ole Miss. So one of those is going to be wrong, and I have a strong feeling that one of those is me. Too bad it's the Ole Miss California game. So, with that being anytime you can take a pot shot at Alabama, you need to. Like, what are you doing with your life if you don't? You know?
Well, they got beat by Clemson last year. So
can you say that one more time?
They got beat by Clemson last year for the national championship. They got dethroned.
But yet, still wound up number 1 preseason, and Clemson was 5.
Yeah, how does that work? I don't understand that.
Anyway, more reasons to hate Alabama. There's 2 good things came out of Alabama. You had Julio Jones and Forrest Gump. So, can't all be bad, right?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be all high school football from here on out. We will highlight some of the games going on around the region, and then we will dive into your game tonight as Loganville has welcomed the Double G Dogs of Winder Barrow High School to Red Devil Stadium as it is coming up on 6:50. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be all high school football. And I got a surprise for everybody tonight as well. So you're listening to Red Devil Sports, the Alpha Communications pregame show on the Red Devil Radio Network. We will be right back.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all of America. Are you and your family in search of a church home? Are you in search of a place where you and your children can grow spiritually? Then you're invited to join us at Church at the Grove at one of our 2 campuses, located in Walnut Grove and in Social Circle. Our Walnut Grove campus is located at 1050 Walnut Grove Parkway in Loganville, and our Social Circle campus is located at 1317 North Cherokee Road in Social Circle. Our service times are at 9:15 and 11, and our students meet on Wednesday night in Walnut Grove from 6 to 8 p.m. and on Sunday night in Social Circle from 6 to 8 p.m. We invite you to come and join us as we worship the Lord in song and in service with messages delivered by our pastors, Russ Butcher and Nathan Boyd. Church at the Grove, where no one's perfect, everyone's welcome, and anything's possible.
God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside.
Hey folks, this is Chris Casey, the voice of the Flowery Branch Falcons. After listening to Josh and the Red Devil Radio Network, if you're still looking for more high school football action, come check us out on fbbroadcasting.com and the NFHS Network.
All right, guys, well, welcome back to the Alpha Communications pregame show here on the Red Devil Radio Network. I am the social media guru, Glenn Pemberton, and I'm back with Josh Truby. And Josh, what we got coming up in store for us here?
Oh, man, it's a great night of high school football. A lot of good games going on around the region. As, let's see, where's my notes? Oh, there it is. Games going on around the region. Tonight, Buford welcomes South Point from Rock Hill, South Carolina, as Tyler Cloud has just got into the studio. We are awaiting him to put his headset on, and we will be right back on the Alpha Communications pregame show. And man, you can put them on, bro. It's good. How you good?
I didn't know if y'all were ready for me yet.
Dude, we're always ready. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm out of breath.
Did you run?
I did.
It looks like it. Sounds like
I could. Yeah.
Here,
He
sit
ran
down.
like Forrest
Hey,
Gump.
by the way, those are nice shoes. I want to
Thank
get
you
me.
very
I
much.
need to get me a pair of them.
Thank you very much.
You've got the Georgia Nikes, huh?
Yeah. So
Very nice.
it's good to be with you guys.
It's good to be with you too. We've missed you.
Yeah, I missed you guys last week. Actually, the last 2 weeks.
Yep. Those were unforeseen circumstances the first
Yes,
week.
they were. They were.
Or I guess circumstances beyond our control is a better way to say that.
Right, but it's great to be back here at Red Devil Stadium, and hopefully the Devils can pull out a win on homecoming.
Absolutely. Now, we've already done our college pick'ems, but I'm going to give you a
Okay.
chance to pick as well. Colorado State at the state west of us. Who do you got?
Oh man, the state west of us, the dynasty west of us.
Yes.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Don't say that. You can't say that. FCC
well,
rules.
You got to call it what it is.
Ain't that the truth?
I see the Crimson Tide rolling in this one.
Okay, you've got Alabama.
Yep.
I tried to tell him.
No, whatever. Then you've got Kansas State at Vandy.
Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. I believe Kansas State's favored in this game by about a field goal.
I think so, yeah.
I want to go with Derek Mason and the Commodores.
You're going to go Vandy.
I really like what Derek Mason's building over there in Nashville, and I believe they're going to give the Dogs a challenge also when we go up there in a couple weeks.
Probably.
I like Vandy.
Very nice. Kentucky at South Carolina.
I like the Gamecocks in this one. Will Muschamp said early this week that his seniors have never beaten Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Which I did not know.
I didn't know that either.
His seniors are 0-3 against Kentucky. I think they've circled this one. And I think Jake Bentley and the Gamecocks get it done.
Probably.
I really like Debo Samuel as well.
Very nice.
He's a heck of a player.
LSU at Mississippi State.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be a good one, too. Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State's a heck of a player, but I think I'm going to have to go with LSU and Darius Geis.
Okay.
Darius Geis is my Heisman front runner, the tailback from LSU.
Very nice.
I think LSU's going to run the ball and play defense. Really like the Bayou Tigers in this one.
Mercer at Auburn.
You got to go with Auburn big. I know Auburn's offense struggled last week, only scored 6 points. Jarrett Stidham took a beating. He was sacked 11 times.
That's ridiculous.
11 times.
That is ridiculous.
I think Auburn gets back on the right track this week. I think they ironed some things out and really hand it to Mercer over in Auburn.
Ole Miss at California.
Man, this is a tough one, too. California's got a couple of Georgia boys. Demetrius Robertson from Savannah being one of them. The wide receiver that the Dogs wanted badly and lost out to Cal, of all places.
How do you do that? What, did the beach just look inviting?
I guess it did. I think he really enjoyed his visit there and chose Cal. I like Ole Miss. Is this game out in California?
Yes.
You know what? Knowing that and knowing that the Rebels have to fly all the way across the country, they might have a little bit of a travel lag. I think I'm going to have to go with the Golden Bears in this one to upset Ole Miss.
Well, so far y'all have picked the same two that I didn't. I picked Ole Miss in that ball game.
Okay.
Yes.
I can see why you would do that, though.
Yes.
I like Shea Patterson.
Absolutely.
I love their receivers. And their defense is still the Land Sharks.
You got that right.
You can't see it, but I'm doing the signal. So I can see why you'd pick Ole Miss. I just think Cal has a lot of offensive firepower, and they're the home team, so I think Cal will jump up and get Ole Miss in that game.
That's a very good possibility. Purdue at Missouri, Big Ten versus SEC.
You know, Missouri's really, really struggled. Anytime you fire your defensive coordinator 2 games into the season, it's probably not a good sign.
Not at all.
Of things to come. DeMonte Cross was fired at Missouri this past week by head coach Barry Odom. To be honest with you, I haven't really watched much Purdue. I know Drew Lock of Missouri can really spin the ball. They can really throw the ball around the yard. I like Demarie Crockett at running back from Missouri, but it's just a dumpster fire over there from everything that's been in the news. I think I'm going to have to go with the Boilermakers.
Oh, well, you are the only one that picked the Boilermakers on that one.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, well, see, I don't mean to be anti-SEC. I know where my bread's buttered, but I think the conference is a little bit top-heavy this year.
I'll give you that.
With Alabama and maybe an LSU. The East is really down. Hopefully our dogs can take advantage of that, which I'm sure y'all have already talked about it. What a win last week.
Yes, we did. We'll get to that in just a minute.
What a win, but yeah, I'm not sold on the SEC yet this year.
Okay.
You know, you see Auburn go to Clemson, and I know they're the defending national champs, but scoring only 6 points is tough. Auburn was really supposed to make some noise, and they still might, but Jarrett Stidham's really struggling, and I'm kind of in show-me mode right now when it comes to the Southeastern
I'm
Conference.
with you on that one. I think me and Glenn even said the same thing. We're just in let's see what you got.
Yep.
So, a big game, Tennessee at Florida. Florida recovering from Hurricane Irma, as our thoughts and prayers are out to them. They didn't even play last Saturday, but the Volunteers going into the swamp, as they call it.
You know, this is a crazy one because Florida's favored in this game. I think that's largely because of the swamp advantage.
I would give you that one as well.
The swamp factor, but I'm going to go with the Tennessee Vols on this one.
Very nice.
I think that Florida has not played a game in 2 weeks, and after not playing in 2 weeks, you got the effects of the hurricane, the emotional effects.
Yep.
And then you're supposed to get right back on the field. It is at home, but you're supposed to get right back on the field and get geared up for a divisional matchup.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think that's a lot to ask. Florida's got serious quarterback problems. I'm not quite sold on Quentin Dormady of Tennessee yet, but Florida's got some real offensive problems. I think Tennessee can do just enough, score just enough with John Kelly, the tailback, and Marquez Callaway, their wide receiver. I think they can score just enough to pull out a win in Gainesville.
Absolutely. University of Louisiana Lafayette going to the Aggies at Texas A&M.
You know what? I think this one's going to be a little bit closer than everybody might think. I don't know if you guys know this, but Texas A&M was tied in the fourth quarter with Nicholls State on Saturday.
Yes.
So I don't know that they've gotten over the UCLA game yet.
Oh boy.
Giving up the 34-point lead.
Yep.
I don't know that these kids have quite bought into playing for Kevin Sumlin. I'm not saying that they've quit on him. I'm saying that there's a bigger adjustment period than there normally would be for teams that blow leads in big games. I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
Okay.
But I'm also going to say that this one is going to be a lot closer than they want over there in Aggieland.
All righty, then our game of the week. Samford coming to the University of Georgia to Sanford Stadium. The Bulldogs versus the Dogs. Who you got?
You know what? I think everybody knows who my pick is on this one.
I should have just went ahead and wrote it down when I wrote down mine.
I will say that my grandfather did get a law degree from Samford University.
Oh, really? Very nice.
Over in Birmingham. So.
I did not realize it was over there.
But make no mistake, he's still pulling for one team and one team only on Saturday. Right?
The Dogs, right?
Right. The right kind, the Dogs and not the Bulldogs.
There you go.
The other one. But,
you got the Dogs and you got the Bulldogs.
Here's what I will say. I will say that Samford will score some points on Saturday. They've got a good offense. They've got a good quarterback in Delvin Hodges. They can throw the ball around. They can score some points. They scored 41 in Starkville last year playing Mississippi State. They will score some points. I think the Dogs win in kind of a 45-21 Titan Manor on tomorrow.
Very nice.
I think the starters do not play in the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
And I expect Jake Fromm to have another big game.
Very nice. I will tell you this. The reason I went Colorado State instead of Alabama is not the reason people think. I like what Mike Bobo's doing at Colorado State.
And they also have a Monroe area alum.
Yes.
Michael Gallup.
Yes.
Who made some big plays a couple weeks ago against Oregon State.
Yep.
So there is a Walton County connection there.
Absolutely.
For Colorado State.
But I, like I said, I just really like what Mike Bobo's doing with their program down there. And that's actually why I picked Colorado State. I think that there's going to be one or two games that's going to sneak up on Alabama. As I went through the schedule earlier today, that's going to hurt Alabama. Like Arkansas travels to Alabama on October 14th. I think that's going to be a sleeper game for Alabama.
You know, I've talked to a few people also that believe Mike Bobo has a chance to keep this one close. I just think that Alabama's just got way too much depth. They've just got way too much talent and way too much firepower. Jalen Hurts is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Bo Scarborough, I mean, doesn't even look like a tailback, but he is one.
Exactly.
And then their defense speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
So I just think it'll be an uphill battle. I do agree with you that a couple teams do have a chance this year to sneak up on Alabama. I think the LSU Tigers could be one.
Yep.
And I think the Auburn Tigers in the last game of the year in the Iron Bowl could be another.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, I didn't even think about Auburn, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you have no idea what teams are going to look like this week, let alone in November.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
We'll see what happens, but the Tide are still the Tide for the time being until somebody knocks them off.
Absolutely. So. Glenn, any parting words before we go to our commercial break?
Just want to say it's nice to see my man Tyler Cloud back with us.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to be back with you again for another week, and let's go. Let's go, Dogs.
Let's do it. It is homecoming here at Red Devils Stadium. I am the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Tyler Cloud and Glenn Pemberton. We'll be right back on the Alpha Communications pregame show right here on the Red Devil Radio Network.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all America. Are you and your family in search of a church home? Are you in search of a place where you and your children can grow spiritually? Then you're invited to join us at Church at the Grove at one of our two campuses, located in Walnut Grove and in Social Circle. Our Walnut Grove campus is located at 1050 Walnut Grove Parkway in Loganville, and our Social Circle campus is located at 1317 North Cherokee Road in Social Circle. Our service times are at 9:15 and 11, and our students meet on Wednesday night in Walnut Grove from 6 to 8 p.m., and on Sunday night in Social Circle from 6 to 8 p.m. We invite you to come and join us as we worship the Lord in song and in service with messages delivered by our pastors, Russ Butcher and Nathan Boyd. Church at the Grove, where no one's perfect, everyone's welcome, and anything's possible.
God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside.
Do you want to listen to Red Devil football anytime you want?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Download our app. Here's live play-by-play coverage of football with my dad, the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, Tyler Cloud, and Glenn Pemberton. Also, go back and download the game to keep, or just re-listen to your favorite game. Red Devil Sports, anytime, anywhere.
Don't believe me, just watch.
And we are back here at Red Devil Stadium for homecoming tonight as the Wanda Barrow Double G Bulldogs travel right here to good old Loganville to take on our Red Devils. The Bulldogs, I believe, are at 3-0.
That's correct.
And the Devils are at an 0-3. So it'll be nice to get off the schneid tonight at homecoming to pick up the first win of the year for the Devils.
Absolutely. Before we dive into the game, we're going to have our high school pick'ems coming to you, brought to you by GHSA, Georgia High School Association. This week, Buford is bringing South Point from Rock Hill, South Carolina to Buford. who do y'all got in this game? We'll start with Tyler. Tyler, who do you got?
Until they lose, until I see them lose, I'm going to have to go with the Wolves.
I'm the same way.
It doesn't matter who they play to me. They're just a powerhouse over there. And until they lose, I can't rightly predict them to lose.
Absolutely. Glenn?
I'm going to trifecta that. I'm going with the Buford Wolves. I haven't seen any reason not to go against them, so I'm picking the Wolves.
Very nice. The second game, Cedar Shoals is traveling to Clark Central, the Battle of Oconee. Or is it Clark County? So the Battle of Clark County.
Yep.
That's right. Cedar Shoals traveling to Clark. Cedar Shoals coming off a win against North Oconee, 13-6, and Clark Central coming off a huge blowout at Gainesville, 42-14. So who do y'all got in this game? Start with Tyler.
Okay, we'll start with me. I'm going to go with David Perno and the Glads. I know that Gainesville is probably not the Gainesville of Deshaun Watson days, but David Perno's got those boys playing some ball over there.
Yes, he does.
And they're playing really well so far early in the year, and I expect them to keep it going against the Jags of Cedar Shoals.
Glenn?
I'm going to agree with Tyler. I'm going to take Clark Central in that one.
Very nice. I actually took Cedar Shoals.
Okay.
But that one's, to me, a big toss-up because of Cedar Shoals. They're actually 3-0. Clark Central's one loss comes to the Winder Barrow Double G Bulldogs. They lost 35-28. So that's one reason I picked Cedar Shoals, just based off their schedule. Flowery Branch goes to Jefferson. This is the High Five Sports Game of the Week. For High Five Sports, Flowery Branch going to Jefferson. This one's a tough one because Jefferson has been a powerhouse here recently. Flowery Branch is undefeated, beating North Hall 38-0, Chestatee 43-7, and Stevens County 31-6. So this is going to be a tough one. Tyler, who do you got?
You know what? I was going to go with the Dragons until you brought up those defensive stats for Flowery Branch. You said 0, 7, and 6.
That is correct.
So they've given up 13 points in 3 games. That's pretty solid.
That's correct.
I'm going to go with the Branch on the road. I'm going to take Flowery Branch.
Very nice. Glenn, who you got?
I'm going to go same with Tyler. I'm going to take Flowery Branch. I mean, it sounds like they've kind of got the Winder Barrow-ish numbers right now on the defensive side of the ball, only giving up that many few points. So I'm going to take Flowery Branch as well.
I did as well. Johnson and Gainesville has the bye week. Let's go. Walnut Grove. Let's see, who are they playing? Walnut Grove is welcoming Appalachia. Tyler, who do you got?
You know what? I'm talking to some folks around the around the Walnut Grove program the past couple weeks. They're really struggling over there to score some offensive points. Unfortunately, I think that continues tonight until they prove me otherwise. I'm in show me mode right now for the Warriors. I'm going to have to go with the Appalachia Wildcats.
All righty. Glenn.
Yeah, I've got to agree with Tyler again. I mean, I've been checking and checking up on Walnut Grove, and they've just kind of fallen off, and they weren't as strong as some of the other teams in our region to begin with, but they've kind of fallen off a bit worse than they did last year. I'm going to go with Appalachia. All righty. Then our game of the night, the Loganville Red Devils has welcomed the Double G Bulldogs from Winder. Guys, who do you got in the game?
Well, you know what, Josh? This is not going to be popular.
Oh, here we go.
And they may boot me off the air for this one. I'm also in show me mode for the Red Devils. Honestly, I believe they have the capability to pull this off tonight. I'm not saying they can't, and my heart tells me they will. But you don't make predictions with your heart, you make them with your head. And right now, the Devils have to prove that they can get some offensive points on the board, and until they do that, I'm going to have to go with the visiting Double G Bulldogs of Winder Barrow.
Glenn?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to. I'm going to have to go the opposite with Tyler, but I do agree with him. Only because, I mean, I haven't seen anything from Loganville. You know, they've really got to improve. But, you know, on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, defensive, like we saw last week, you and I called the game with Eastside. I mean, they handled Eastside's ground and pound pretty good last week, but, man, Winder Barrow's a beast of its own right now with that offense. But my heart says Red Devils because this is the Red Devil Network. I've got the crown, my old homecoming king crown from 7 years ago that I won. For good luck, I'm going with Red Devils.
Boy, I see it. That's a nice feature. It's a nice addition to the broadcast.
Yes, we're all going to rub it for good luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and if it works, he's going to bring it every game.
You know what? You should. You absolutely should.
What do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
All right, let's dive. I had Loganville as well. Let's dive more deeper into this game. Winder Barrow comes into the night 3 wins, no losses. The Red Devils come into the night no wins and 3 losses. Winder Barrow's standing in the state of Georgia is 90. In their class is 20. Loganville in Georgia is 256. In our class, we are number 42. Winder Barrow, average rushing yards per game 177 to Loganville's 91.3. Average passing yards per game for the Double G Dogs is 218.7 to Loganville's 118. Total yards per game on average, Winder Barrow's a whopping 395.7 yards. Loganville at 209.3. Winder Barrow is averaging 40 points a game. Loganville is averaging 11.3 points a game. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Red Devils, but I personally think that we can pull this one off.
I'm sorry, Glenn. Go ahead.
Oh, it's one of those deals where it's hard for me. I mean, my heart, I'm a proud Red Devil, always will be till the day I pass on, but I mean, it's a mismatch right now. I mean, Winder Barrow's got this high-octane, high-potent offense, almost kind of pro-style Atlanta Falcons offense with these numbers they're putting up. In Loganville, I mean, I'm kind of with Tyler too. They've got to show me something. Last week they were really disappointed. They were really disappointing me. They weren't they were not changing up their offense. It was just same old shotgun, running back in the backfield with Smith, and they were just handing the ball off. And I didn't see any. It was hard for me to see anything from that. I really feel like one of the keys, and I wrote this in the blog this week. I want to see some variations in the offense. I mean, I feel like they need to try something different besides the same old shotgun running, spread type deal. They need to change it up somehow to have a chance. And Winder Barrow is just, I mean, they're on fire right now. They've got, some big numbers they're putting up right now. So it's going to be a daunting task for LHS.
Josh, I wrote in the Gridiron Guide for the Walton Tribune, who I'm also representing here tonight, by the way, that the Devils were in kind of a prove-it season. I mean, they lost a lot of talent, a lot of playmakers.
Yes. On
both sides of the ball, and it was about who was going to step up. And quite frankly, on the offensive side of the ball, nobody stepped up yet to fill those shoes of the Perkins and the Shakims and those types of guys. And so until someone steps up and fills those shoes, it is going to be hard to I mean, you said look at the points per game again and give those to our readers again. Do you have those?
Yes, Winder actually averages 40 points a game. That breakdown is 6.5 in the first quarter, 6.5 second quarter, 14 in the third quarter, and another 14 in the fourth quarter. Loganville 11.3, 4 in the first, 4.7 in the second, none in the third, and 2.7 in the fourth.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is 40 on the dot.
Yes, 40.0
to 11.3. That is
a big mismatch.
That is breathtaking.
Yes.
I never thought that I would come to a day where a Red Devil offense averaged just over 11 points. I really think that they can get to a point tonight where they really break the ceiling on offense, and I hope they get to that point with David Smith and some of the receivers. But, I mean, 90-something yards on the ground is what you said, 91 yards on the ground?
For Winder?
For Loganville.
Oh, yes, for Loganville, 91.3 rushing yards.
I think for them to be able to pull out a win tonight, they're really going to have to establish the run game, and they're going to have to get over 100 yards rushing in this game to be able to pull out a win, to set up some of those passing lanes. That's the biggest key to the game for me is can the Devils establish the run?
Absolutely. We're going to let the national anthem play. We're going to let them play live for you guys here on the Red Devil Radio Network. We'll be right back. And we are back. That was the Loganville Band playing the national anthem here on the Red Devil Radio Network. And we got a few more minutes before we get to the actual game. Tyler, is there any last words you got for the game before we actually get to it?
You know what, Josh? Keep playing if you're the Red Devils. Keep coaching if you're the coaching staff. Keep playing. Keep trying to execute. And eventually, I do think there are some talented athletes on this team, and eventually I do think there will be a breakthrough. It could come tonight. I hope it does come tonight, but you got to pick up some wins here. I don't think anybody in that locker room wanted to start off the way the season has started off, but you gotta learn to turn the page week by week.
Yep.
And you gotta just keep pushing forward. And as an old Georgia saying used to go, finish the drill.
Yep.
And the new one also applies, attack the day. And I think that's the biggest deal for the Devils tonight. It's just attack the day, attack the field, attack every play on both sides of the ball for 48 minutes and see who comes out on top in the end.
Absolutely. Glenn, any final words?
Kind of basically what Tyler said. I mean, this is a big game for LHS. It's homecoming It's been a tough season. LHS just has to keep grinding, keep pounding, as the old arch rival Panthers would say, Carolina Panthers would say. But got to keep pounding, got to keep finding ways to adjust and try some new things. Maybe we'll get to see some new things for the Red Devils tonight. This is going to be a big game. We've got something. Hopefully we can learn some things before we head to Walnut Grove next week to begin region play. So just got to keep grinding.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to say goodbye to the Alpha Communications pregame show and get ready for the game. We got about 10 minutes left before the game starts. We will be back here in probably about 3 minutes to start the first half stream. So if you're listening on our app, once again, we will be leaving this pregame stream and going to the first half stream. I am the voice of the Red Devils alongside Tyler Cloud and Glenn Pemberton. We'll be right back with the first half here on the Red Devil Radio Network.